Stones and shadows white, willows whisper of darkness deep and wide. In the forest there is no place to hide. Strange paths. Tonight I fear that I will not survive the dying of a light.
This is The Dying of the Light, a series from the Starfall Collective. The Starfall Collective is a collaborative storytelling group using the Dungeons & Dragons game system as a vehicle for creating rich and compelling stories in a fictional world we've been developing together for a while. You can find out more, as well as the stories we're telling, at thestarfallcollective.com. We're back with a new episode. Previously, the party reunited many days apart. Neno, Yoshka, and Talid found their way back to the Black City, bringing with them their new friend. Zevek's arrival was credited with the sudden failure of spells and components that many around the city had noticed immediately prior. Diamondback made his way expeditiously back to his tower, and after standing at the city gate until late afternoon, meeting with Zevek, the others took their new guest to find quarters for the evening in the city's keep. The population of the city has spent the last 3 days preparing for the morning's departure. They plan to leave the city early in the morning tomorrow to assault the heart of the Iron Bell at the headwaters. A large party of Iron Bell are expected to be halfway to the city now, and they're hoping to leave the city and find the Iron Bell headquarters unoccupied, while the Bell force, militia, army is attacking their empty city. Let's find out who's in this episode. I'm Sir Robert, a father and entrepreneur, and the host of this season's story. With me tonight are a few friends playing the characters in this drama. Please say your name, something about yourself if you like, and a brief description of the character you're playing, and perhaps something about their perspective on what they have learned having reunited. Why don't we start with Yoshka, Jared.
Hey, my name is Jared. I'm playing Yoshka, a gypsy bard who is no longer wearing his kind of iconic Russian hat with flaps, but a gardener's hat. And he does not feel that he has been told anything by his friends, but he notices the dragon is now with them.
Mm-hmm. How about Pat?
Hello, I'm Pat. I'm playing the half-orc druid Toll, and I think he's pretty flummoxed by these strange clothes, and I don't think they've really told us much stories, but they said a little bit about how these people, if I remember correctly, about how these people that they were with did not seem to be miserable and under the thumb of any oppressive power, so he definitely wants to hear more about that. And he also is very confident that Morris either knows a lot about this or had something to do with it.
Okay. And just to remind our players and listening audience, when they returned, Yoshka, Talid, and Neno, along with Zevek as well, were wearing the clothes of the place where they had been. not only clean and bright and new seeming, but they're very well appointed, both in clothing and equipment that they're carrying with them. They seem to be, it's not fancy clothing exactly, it's just very good clothing. It's like high quality. How about
Target.
Target, says Dwight. How about Dwight?
The affiliate link is below.
I play Belvari, and I'm not a fan of marshmallows.
But you are a fan of Target.
Not particularly.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, if I was going to go buy a shirt or something,
There you
Target. That's the nice place. Better than Walmart for shirts. I don't know. Actually, I'd go to Ross. That's the place.
go. Great.
Belvari is highly skeptical of all this that's going on. These people he knew for like 3 days, 4 days ago, show up. And
So, just for the record, you have known them for several months, and they've of 2 weeks.
okay.
Several
I've known
months
him for
that
several
involve
months.
lots of mutual saving of each other's lives.
I'm skeptical that it was several months, but okay.
We'll see when he believes it.
But yeah, they're here and making a lot of noise, and
All right. Tala?
Hi, my name is Jacob, and I'm playing Talid. Talid is eager to talk to Diamondback in the least, and he has a lot of things to discuss to him about occult natures and such.
I had to give him.
Yes.
And then, good. How about you, Matt?
Hello, I'm Matthew Talamini. I'm a writer and web developer based in Providence, Rhode Island, and you can find my stuff at MatthewTalamini.com. That's Matthew TALAMINI.com. I play the shirtless wizard Diamondback, who, in times of uncertainty, is reaching for an authority to direct his ways.
All right. Let's go with Josh next, then we'll do Aaron Joy.
My name's Josh. I play Inkatink. He's a Kinku with many voices, but not one. And Inkatink is really overjoyed to see Nino again. All of his friends, Yoshi. He's fascinated by the implications of what this new guy mean for the cause. I think he's pretty conflicted about leaving the city, but hopeful that they'll be able to when the work is done. But at this point, I think Inkatink and Diamondback have had some conversations about priorities lie. And as much as Inkatink loves the Blackstone City, I think he knows that as long as the Iron Bell exists, no home will be safe. And he has vengeance and justice and violence in his heart. So.
And Inkatink, reminding our listeners and players, Inkatink is remembering that, as you all know, that when the Iron Bell, on the rare occasions in which they are defeated or overcome or rebuffed, they come back with overwhelming force. And the account that you have just had is that these guys went looking for you when they came that these guys killed a party of Iron Bell of about 4, came back, went looking for you, and when they returned, Garriott had pushed off. He had defeated a party of about maybe 10-ish Iron Bell, 10, 15. These guys then just defeated a party that had 30 or 40 Iron Bell and several hundred zombies and
Wild beasts.
wild beasts. The whole town gathered together and was able to defeat them and repel them as they assaulted the city.
Firebolts.
They're
Using magic, which apparently isn't a thing anymore.
they are expecting in 3 days' time the next contingent of Iron Bell. None of you all have ever heard of a conflict in which the Iron Bell was defeated this many times. And so their expectation is the Iron Bell should be here within about 3 days based on travel times and stuff, with an overwhelming force sufficient to defeat whoever could defeat several hundred Iron Bell. So they're planning to leave tomorrow to assault the now empty,
Or, at least reduced.
Headwaters compound. And there you go. So, Aaron Joy.
Neno's a druid. She's rangerly. She's thrilled to be back with her friend. Really disappointed at how unseriously they seem to be taking the presence of Zevek.
Because he's like so cool, man. You're my best friends from different circles.
For real, right? So
Yeah, I was hoping the dragon would eat him.
yeah, Neno was not keen on that response of yours. So she also had thanks for the recap. She had a hard time understanding what the history was because she wasn't getting anything from so her plan was whatever was going to happen, Toll seems to be the only one willing to talk. Because Bovari doesn't talk. And because
Diamondback left.
Diamondback immediately zipped away to something our characters still don't know what. We don't know anything about Diamondback and what he's up to and his new authority person. We've gotten no information about that, and it's concerning that there would be anything that we wouldn't be immediately told when we came back.
Because we're all such good friends who've known each other for so long.
But we really have.
Disclosure is overrated.
And she's pretty sure that Inkatink would tell whatever, but he's been apparently silenced by the lack of
Magic.
Yeah.
I think Inkatink is a little bit wounded right now.
How so, Inkatink?
So yeah, I've got 16 out of 44 hit points here. I up.
It would heal you, but
So Robert, remind me again. Oh, right, because So I went flying out the window towards you guys, and then suddenly, at a height of
this guy.
around 80 to 100 feet, I suddenly began plummeting out of the sky, crashed on top of the building, bounced off, and hit the terra firma for bonus damage. So yeah, so he's at less than a third.
Hey, don't worry. If you drop down to 0, I think I can stabilize you so you don't have to keep making death saving throws using just my natural skills.
I'm comforted.
Here we are. Go.
Belvari tries to turn into a unicorn.
You all see Belvari strain.
Okay. Belvari leaves. He's going to, what's his name's tower? Diamondback's tower. Yeah, he's gone.
Is it
away.
morning? Is it night? What time? Where are we? When are we?
It is very late afternoon, pre-dusk. Zevek has just said something to the effect of, "It's been a really long day. Could we maybe go sit?" Because y'all have just been standing in the opening of the town.
21 stealths away.
Okay.
Yoshka is going to let everybody else go back in, but as Toll walks in, he says, "Toll, are you still staying at the same place? I'd like to speak to
Sorry.
you before the morning."
I think I'm having internet issues, and y'all are cutting out a little bit. What was that?
Everybody's going in
except for Yoshka, who looks at the dragon
and then at you, Toll, and says, "Toll, are you still staying at the same place?
Yes.
I'd like to speak with you before I go to bed, but I have an outstanding debt that needs tending to."
I'll be around. You can find me.
Okay. And then lets everybody go in.
So, who all is going to take Zevek to find a place to stay? Presumably, where you've been staying, except you've been gone, is within the Mud Keep, in the sort of the center of town. If you see it, you will notice it is no longer entirely mud. It now has stone everywhere. It has a new wall.
I'm inclined. Neno is going to follow Inkatink wherever he's going, and she's going to try and bring Zedek along.
Hey,
And Zevek.
Diamondback is not there, but those of you, or I guess it's Tall who's there with them, because Dwight's character has gone and Diamondback's not there. And I guess Inkatink is there with them. Be sure that you tell our dungeon master that you teach the rest of our party who is not here about all the booby traps that we built to kill Iron Bell with. And
I was just about to
give
get
them
to
the same. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Matt,
So-
also, can you turn your mic up a little bit? It's a little muddy and dim.
So Inkatink
Starts to give everybody in the return party a audio accurate play-by-play of what happened. So he kind of narrates a little bit, piecemealing his words together with multiple different voices, but then cuts to reproducing the audio of the events, and he tells everybody about the process of preparing the city for battle, about all of the booby-trapped homes that have not yet been won't be, because they're going to be left as a special surprise for the Iron Bell when they do finally try to assault. But as they're walking along, he turns to Zedek and says, "Go ahead." Did you say something, Sir
Just to
Robert?
give them a detailed, just to give them a detailed sense of that. The city has inside of it a couple of city blocks with keep around it. The houses around the outside of that, many of them are filled with booby traps that are of a lethal nature, so that if they are assaulted by the Iron Bell, they go in.
And there's like a safe way in.
Yeah, there's a little special safe way to get into the inner keep. Okay, go ahead.
Is the
go ahead.
walk back long enough that Yoshka can just talk to the dragon for a few minutes and then maybe run to catch
Yeah,
up?
it'll take you.
Okay.
It's only 5 to 10 minute walk from both of you. Okay. A couple of city blocks.
And Nino's walking,
ahead.
so we're not making great time.
Hey now.
So he's
He
So you're actually
addresses.
not much taller. You're not much taller than her.
Not
Right?
much, but he's very
He
athletic.
thinks
for
like
his-
size. Yeah,
and
he's
you're
like
like what, 3 feet?
I think Inkatink's like 4'8". He's not tiny, but he's not. He's
Okay.
massively tall. If he stands up straight,
he's 4'8".
You're right.
Between his
little bird crouch,
he's probably much closer.
to under 4 feet. So,
Anyway, so he says to Zedek, "Do you like hammocks or beds?"
and Inkatink offers a place with either a hammock or a traditional bed to.
Well, I sleep in a bed at home.
Inkatink gives some kind of filthy casual.
And directs him to a place where there's
Probably a particularly hospitable group
the families from a hospitable town. I don't know. You tell me which one.
So you're sending him not to the keep, but to some town to go find somewhere to stay.
No. I mean, there's tons of
people.
I would
There are families that are they're filling
and occupying the keep and like tending it, right?
During the
What were you
assault,
saying, Aaron?
but now less so.
Okay.
I would want to keep Nena would want to keep Zevik nearby. And if he's going away, Nena wouldn't let him be unattended.
Sounds like a good friend. You don't want him to wander off on his own.
Yeah.
Unsavory character.
Inkatink issues him a security badge and taps it.
And says visible at all times. Yeah, I think there are a number
Of places where there's stores of food. So Inkatink
offers the guy a couple of days worth of food, maybe a few days worth of food in a pack,
just because
really know what this guy's deal is, who he's going to
be with and stuff. So he just
kind of
puts together
a backpack with a bedroll and stuff, and then helps him find
a comfortable place.
And
probably around
that time.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Return.
Thank you so much, Birdman. But I actually have plenty of supplies with me. I'd rather you keep it for those who need it.
Does he have food that we don't know about?
Probably. These guys do.
Inkatink's eyes squint. He just kind of nods, puts the stuff
back, and he gets really excited.
Turns to Nino and says, "I have a new song to teach you when Yoshika
gets back."
Great.
Yoshika, do you want to do what?
I think he
also.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I think we've got a little bit of a delay that Josh is hearing us 5 or 6 seconds after I say something.
Do we want to like reload or something?
I don't know. 3 seconds.
Okay.
Go for it.
Can we do it in the DM chat?
Okay. So
I just found that, yeah.
Only you and me.
I don't mind if they stay.
Okay. Do you just want me to mute it?
I think he wants me to leave.
No,
Okay, we're back. And just to let y'all know, I recorded that and will, get it out appropriately.
You might have lost LT.
Yeah, that's come back. So let's do a quick cut. Diamondback, it is you long enough to get to where you're going. Roll me, please.
He was already in his tower.
He's a little bit ahead of you.
Yeah, I think that I've been in my tower
Oh.
for a while. I think we left me face down in front of the altar, asking
that.
for guidance.
That's right. So Talid has been trying to jimmy your door and figure out, hey, Diamondback accidentally locked me out. I wonder why.
Yeah.
And so Belvari, excuse me, you arrive at the tower finding
Talid trying to.
sorry, that was LT asking what's going on. You arrive at the tower finding Talid being completely unstealthy, trying to get into this place.
Is my stealth still?
It still is, yeah.
Nice.
What do you do as you approach half a block away, skulking around, and see this?
I guess I would just go up to the door and be like, "Hey, have you tried knocking?" And
He Belvari knocks loudly on the door.
Talon says repeatedly and profusely.
So why don't y'all, Diamondback? What's going on? What are y'all doing here?
I holler up to the window, "Diamondback!
Tried that too.
Diamondback! It's me, your friend, Belvari."
Yeah, I'm
The loudest you have ever heard him talk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right
important.
now. So Diamondback is the most important thing to him is
Belvari's mine.
Diamondback correctly understands that the greatest danger that anybody's in is from his patroness, and that if weird magical things are going on, he needs to appease and or interface with her as a first priority. But also because he is actually very devoted to doing what she says, and in any uncertainty, he wants to find out from her what's going on and what he should do. So if he hasn't heard anything from her for while he's been sort of prostrate before her, then he might go and answer the door.
Just remind me. Sorry, it's been a couple weeks here too in my mind. Was she there with you? Or was she not? Was she in the room and you were?
So I was talking to her. I
Right.
came as soon as I noticed that Inkatink had fallen out of the sky and something was wrong with magic, because I have some inkling of her nature. I went to her immediately and said, "What do I do? Something's happening to magic." And she didn't seem. I was like, "The mist is disappearing." She was like, she didn't seem concerned about the mist, but she was asking me about something else, but I didn't know how to give her the answer that she wanted.
Right. So that's right. And she's telling, you have said, the mist is gone, the mist is gone. And she says something to the effect of, I'm going to just pull us back into that scene, but I care nothing for the mist. What has happened to the magic? Find out. She seems extremely agitated. Roll me let's call it, which check is that? Give me a second, I'll tell you. Roll me an insight check.
Diamondback is actually really good at insight.
Yay!
Catholic soul.
But not at this particular roll. That's going to be a 10. 10 total.
Okay, well, 10 was the DC. You get the impression, though with a 10, you're just pretty sure she's not actually agitated. She's not upset with you personally, though she is not paying much attention to you and is not in any way like being personal with you right now. She has directed you to figure out what's going on.
I try, based on all the evidence and magical knowledge that I have, and knowledge of arcana that I have gathered
Are you
over
talking to
my
her now?
years of life, I attempt to figure out what is going on.
You mean just standing in front of her, furrowing your brow?
And as you attempt that, you hear, "It's important!"
Yes, I do.
Great. Roll
Presumably,
me
I've been
and-
making notes around the room, or I have some sort of magical, equipment or
Sure.
whatever around. I've got my spell book at least.
roll me an Arcana check and a History check.
All right. Arcana check is going to be a 12.
Okay.
History check is much better. Going to be a 20.
Okay.
Total of 20.
For your Arcana check, you are flummoxed by the distinction without a difference that she made. You don't understand what in the world she's talking about or whatever. And you don't have any understanding why, what is happening exactly here with regard to mechanical aspects of it. As far as history goes, you have only this vague notion that you have never seen use components, though she has sent you for some components for a potion she's attempting to make. And she certainly has a strange relationship to the spells, as though she has a focus something, but it's really, she does it just differently than you know of. That's your best guess. Oh, sorry. And this is her city. Long, long time ago. And that probably factors in somehow, maybe.
I say, my lady, is there something wrong with the city? Is there someplace, something I can retrieve for you? Something I can get? Should I take you to some place? Is there a ritual that I should perform? And he lists a bunch of different things that he can think of that might, do you need me to make a potion? Do you need me to perform a blood sacrifice? Do you need me to...
She says, silence! You go and find the cause. I must understand what has affected us so.
Very well, my lady. And
Can I
Oh.
try to
Like Jimmy it and stuff?
jimmy it?
So I think D&D has a specific lockpick tools
You have to have the
thing.
tools.
I would let you do it with disadvantage on a very high roll, but like it would be like
Gotcha.
get a 20 with disadvantage type of deal.
Are there windows up above?
There are a fair bit up, yes.
Mm-hmm. Can I try to climb? Can we try to climb the?
Sure. Give me and I'll need an acrobatics check. If one of you is going to like boost the other, is that the idea?
What's your acrobatics?
Can I use athletics?
The one on the bottom can use athletics. The one on the top can use acrobatics.
I have 0 in acrobatics and 5 in athletics.
I have a +2 in acrobatics and a -1 in athletics. So
I will be on the
I
bottom.
should be pushing. Ooh, 12. That's a D4. That's a D12. Never mind.
Oh.
You maxed it out.
They look similar.
A natural 12.
Oh, 13.
Yeah, 15.
Okay.
Sweet.
You are able to hoist him to the right height. He's now a couple of feet out of his feet are hanging a couple of feet out of the range of your hands. But Talid, you had a 13.
Yeah.
You've got a grip on the window edge, but it's not enough to pull yourself up.
Can I use my quarterstaff to like try to poke him any higher?
Sure.
Maybe using his belt.
Should I make another?
Sure. Do a
Attack with
animal
quarterstaff.
handling.
Animal handling. I am amazing at animal handling.
Oh,
He's treating him like an animal. Do you have a better suggestion? He's like, it's using this little pod.
no. It's an
Almost-
athletics
Yes!
check. It depends
Animal
on
handling check.
upper body strength. It's an athletics check.
Just
Okay.
Okay, it's 23 if it's in athletics.
Is it?
Yeah.
In athletics? Did you roll a natural 20?
No,
18, okay.
Nice.
Okay, and then roll me another
I'm very sorry.
solid, roll me another acrobatics.
That's 10 total.
Yeah, okay. You're able to get your armpits up onto the thing, and you might be able to pull yourself up if you struggle for a few more minutes.
I will struggle.
A few minutes. You also might fall off.
While that's happening,
It's worth the risk.
Diamondback, you
Yeah.
hear commotion. You have been instructed for something. What do you do?
I was hoping we'd interrupt all of that.
That room is 4 floors up.
So I think Diamondback is really sort of kind of a lawful evil kind of character, in
Okay.
terms of alignment. So if he hears something at the window of his wizard's tower where he has commanded and strongly encouraged under all sorts of threats everybody not to go into the top floor ever, that it is entirely bad and forbidden to come up there, and there's somebody at the window.
There's somebody at
Diamondback
the window of the second floor. You're on the 4th.
Oh, okay. I don't think I can hear it from the 4th floor.
You might be able to
But
hear them
aren't
shouting,
you-
like, grab the thing, come on.
Mr. DM, do I hear them?
What's your passive perception?
Let's just see. That is 12.
Okay. I would say so. Talid has been making some noise trying to get up to this window.
Also, aren't you
Okay.
just heading out of the tower right now?
Yeah, I am
Yeah.
heading out.
Oh, okay.
So
You'll see him as you're going down, hanging out of your window.
as I go down, I see Talid hanging out of my window, and I say to him, I go up to that window and I say, "Don't try to sneak into my tower. I locked the door for a reason." And I give him a push, just
Like out the window.
out the window.
Roll me a strength check, contested against Talid's
Dexterity.
athletics.
Oh,
Oh, dexterity.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll
No,
do dexterity.
athletics is fine if he's hanging on with his grip strength.
Yeah. Sure, whichever.
So roll athletics.
Yeah, roll athletics.
17.
A la
10.
Bran
That's an
Stark
8.
being
Okay. He rolled an 18 minus 1. Talid did. What did you roll, Matt?
I rolled a 10.
You should command a zombie to throw it around.
Okay.
So how does that go, Talid? He starts trying to shove you out the
Grab
window,
him and climb in.
but your grip is very good.
I will.
I
I
take-
will grab him and try and hoist myself up.
I take
And
my
say,
serpentine
"Man."
quarterstaff. I take
No,
my
you
serpentine.
have to wait until this happens.
Should we roll initiative?
You can't get your quarterstaff. Your arms are being clambered.
I'll tell you what. Let's have you roll each roll
It's fair.
initiative.
10.
19.
Okay. So
The size.
this is in response to the Diamondback, you shoved him to avoid slipping. He wrapped his arms around your waist.
He wrapped his arms around my waist.
That's what he did to avoid getting pushed out. So where he hasn't pulled you yet, he hasn't done anything. It's your turn on the initiative. You got close enough to push him, right? And so he was hanging in the window.
Okay. So I have a cantrip here called Gust. He's going to need to succeed on a Strength 14 saving throw.
Okay.
Does it work?
Do you have? Is it a spellcasting cantrip or is it a component cantrip?
It's a spellcasting cantrip. I have it in my spell book.
All right. He grabs you by the waist. Diamondback, you do some really cool moves. Talid.
I'm going to take out my sling.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, I cast a spell on him.
Oh yeah.
Does he succeed
No.
on the?
No,
You did some really cool moves.
You're like hanging off out the window still.
Was kung fu fighting.
That
Okay.
makes sense. Does that
I
make
have.
sense?
I mean, I have my focus.
Yes, you do.
Try to claim
Okay.
and be like, thanks, buddy.
it doesn't work.
Okay.
The spell,
Cool, yeah.
the spell does not.
Matthew, would you like?
Yeah.
If I'm right, I think I'm right. I can use my movement speed to get out of a prone position. I'm pretty sure this would count as a prone position. So could I just use that to climb up?
The rules on that are not crystal clear to me, but it sounds fairly reasonable.
All right. So
And if that's your thing to do right now.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna climb up and onto the balcony, hopefully, and say, thanks, Diamondback. I really need the hand. Now, could you examine the skull for me?
Oh, he doesn't even realize that he got shoved out. What the
Well,
poor sweetie.
it was a real weak shot.
Diamondback. Talid has joined you on your balcony for your morning constitutional on the balcony here, and has now presented you with a decapitated head.
That's great.
The right gift to
Is
bring.
he still holding on to me physically? Has he grappled me?
I don't think so.
He let go of you and showed you
Okay.
the head.
Great.
Now, before you do, I'm just going to tell you real quickly because he just showed you a head.
I see. Yeah.
This
I'm
is what
used
you
to
see.
heads.
You've never seen a head
Throw
like
the
this
pile
before.
over there.
Okay.
And I'll tell you as I have told them. So, sorry, just one sec. So, there is a spectrum of humans where there are some that are very light-skinned and some that are very dark-skinned. They all are roughly ruddy. It's the light-skinned ones are pink and the dark-skinned ones are brown. It's all kind of a reddish hue. There's a spectrum of light to dark-skinned orcs. They are all greenish. There's very pale-skinned, green-skinned orcs and darker-skinned, dark green, kind of foresty green type of orcs. There are other colors, tones to the other creatures. Gnomes, have their own stuff. This head is very dark, very, very dark, and the underlying hue is purple.
Okay.
You've never seen anything like it.
That's
Sorry.
noted.
It has other characteristics you see just in a flash, but I won't describe them now unless you were to go further. But it has other characteristics that are unusual. It's not an orc or a human. But it's
Diamondback would be curious if there were not
Okay,
more
go.
pressing matters.
Go.
Diamondback steps back away from Talid and attempts to cast Thunder Wave, which is a first level spell that he knows.
Talid. Diamondback takes a step back and does a series of pushing motions and a big clap right directed towards you as you hold the head.
Tal is going to look very confused and says, I don't know why you'd applaud, but okay. And he's going to start is it my turn? Or?
Yeah,
I don't know. He's going to use
You had a
half-
request, right?
Huh?
You had
Yes.
a request? Okay.
Yeah. he's going to use half of his movement speed to just like slowly walk inwards towards the thing and say, "The Balvari wanted something too. I couldn't be bothered right now. We really need to discuss what this head is about. You're a necromancer. You know headish things."
Head shrinker.
Diamondback, your turn.
Diamondback. Oh, this is not. It hasn't been very long. I'm going to roll to see if Diamondback realizes something that Matthew has realized. If Diamondback can make this, it's not hard to realize it. I'll say DC like 10 intelligence saving throw to realize this thing.
Oh no! Here it comes.
A wave of realization.
Yeah. Okay. So Diamondback has just tried to cast 2 spells, and they haven't worked. And he says, "Talad, I'm very happy that you're here. Except that you cannot come into my tower without my permission. That's point 1. Point 2 is that my magic does not appear to be working, and my magic is the only thing keeping about 8 skeletons from going completely hog wild and killing everything around them who are currently in the city. We have a severe crisis right now on our hands."
Yeah, that's all Sevic's part. Point 4, can we talk about this head now? Like, what is it? It's purple? It's weird? It's got to be something. It was like a cultish ritual. You know about that.
You saw one alive, right?
Talad,
I thought that was.
This is the one he's all alive.
Yeah.
you appear unconcerned about my lack of control over my undead minions.
Can I just try to climb up the side of the tower?
Who's going to give you moves?
I'll do it myself if I have to.
His head stick up over the ledge, and then Diamondback just
Roll an acrobatics check to see if you can parkour up and grab it yourself.
Oh man, I can't just.
Nope.
Let's see how this goes.
Mr. DM, where are my acolytes right now? Were they upstairs with me? Are they at home?
You had them. Some of them were with you, and you had them wait at the bottom, and others were watching skeletons and stuff.
Right. I had told them that this part they weren't allowed to see, so they're in the tower,
In the bottom floor.
Okay, I call my acolytes, and
4 of them quickly run up and stand, heads bowed, hands clasped before you.
I say to them, "There seems to be a very serious problem. Please, if you can, go and locate the skeletons, and don't attempt to subdue them. They could be very dangerous. But just tell me where they are so that I can gather up my friends and we can go and dispose of them. They're a great danger to the villagers." So I start heading down the stairs.
Sir, I already brought them. They're in the lower floor with us.
I rush down there.
You find 4 skeletons milling about, and your your acolytes follow you and are confused, but heads bowed and hands clasped. Do you run down?
Yeah, I'll follow him and say, "What about the skeletons? They're fine. Can we please talk about the skull now? The
And you
head."
also hear.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna walk over and try and unlock the door for.
It's possible to open the door from the inside.
Belvari, you now join the party.
Hey!
Does he roll initiative?
The rave, I should say.
Hey, Diamondback, some things are happening that you should know about.
Yes, okay. Everybody come with me. And I head out the door. Acolytes, skeletons. I issue a command to the skeletons. Follow me. Do they obey it?
They do.
Why don't you tell them to get underneath heavy rocks?
Yeah, I actually prepared the basement of the. That's a good idea. I prepared the basement of my tower for just this contingency. We discussed this. So
Just this contingency.
I
You have
command,
actually said this. In case
I
you
command the
just-
skeletons to go down into the basement of the building, and I bar several doors between them and the rest of the world. So they're trapped down there. If they go feral, if my magic stops working and I can't control them anymore while they're down there, they will just mill about, maybe destroy each other, but they won't be able to hurt anybody.
And they do obey you just as you normally would expect them to.
Okay, great. I am going to go. I'm getting Zebek and bringing him back here.
Okay. So now,
Wait, who's Zebek?
good. Sorry,
Is
what?
that the
Zevek is the friend that they brought. So Diamondback, you're walking expeditiously towards the keep, I guess,
With my acolytes.
with your acolytes. Talid and Belvari, do you follow?
Did he tell us that he's going to get Sebek?
No, he just started walking.
I told my acolytes in your hearing.
Oh, okay. Get that one guy.
Tyler's gonna say, "All right, I'll wait here. Do you know where the book about heads are?"
That's like
So I and all of my acolytes at once grapple Talid. My acolyte to grapple Talid to pull him out of my tower.
okay. Roll a strength check. Talid,
Well,
are you contested?
Are you going to resist?
Because of having help from my acolytes, I can roll with advantage, right?
I'll just roll for each of your acolytes too.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a reaction that I can do to just like use my movement speed in a combat situation, which I'm assuming this is. So, can I do that
To do what?
to like run upstairs or something?
It's a thief skill? Or-
It's it's a themed.
Okay.
For the
Yeah, if you have
Yeah.
something where, what can you read to me or something?
Sure. I'll have to find it one second.
It, obviously it has to be. You have to be able to use it.
Yeah, it's just a reaction. So
Okay,
unless
if it's
I
a
can use
reaction.
my reaction.
Yeah, that's fine.
While all this is going on, Belvari tries to sidle up to Diamondback and say, "Hey, magic isn't working."
Yes, I know it's a crisis. I'm trying to deal with it, but I cannot leave my tower with this youngster in it unsupervised.
What's he gonna do?
He is going to die. He's going to get killed. He will be destroyed and rendered lifeless.
Belvari does not really believe him. He's like, "Come on, let's fix the magic thing. What are you worried about?"
Diamondback rolls a patience check, which is going to be Wisdom DC
With disadvantage.
15. Yeah, he doesn't make it. Okay, Diamondback says, acolytes come. No, Diamondback ignoring.
Why don't you just leave an acolyte here to watch Talid, and let's go take care of this magic thing.
No, he walks up the stairs. Diamondback
Okay.
goes back up the stairs.
With to find Talid.
If Talid went up the stairs, he chases him.
Okay. It's a reaction. Okay. You can move up to half your speed as a reaction when an enemy ends its turn within 5 feet of you without provoking an opportunity attack. So this isn't exactly ending their turn. They went to you and tried to grapple.
Okay.
Diamondback, you want to roll a strength check, and I'm going to contest this against your dexterity to dodge. It's Diamondback, and all of his acolytes are trying to grab you.
Does
against
Belvari
your
being in the
dexterity.
middle like provide any?
Are you going to do anything?
I'm just like really trying to whisper in Diamondback's ear and
He's just ignoring
throwing elbows and.
I'm not ignoring him. I told you what.
Him.
Yeah, you told him.
I'm not really
What's
trying
your
to help him
dexterity
on
throw?
purpose.
Shall I
Diamondback,
roll?
what's your strength check? Yeah.
I mean, maybe if they grapple, and I'll be like, "Wait, what's going on?"
I'm trying to find stats for my acolytes, but they're going to be in D&D Beyond.
8.
Okay. You're grappled.
All right.
What are you doing?
Diamondback, I rolled for them. One of
Great.
them, I got a 1, 6, 6, and 13. One of them at least was able to grab him hard. He's grabbed.
Got.
Great.
Talon's gonna start struggling and say, what's this all about? What's happening?
What's happening is that you're trespassing in the sacred domain of the Snake Clan, and we're ejecting you. This way.
Are there like
We go
fragile
downstairs, we throw them out.
Okay.
We
You guys
all
didn't
go
do that.
outside, and I lock the doors behind
that
us.
happens- Now, before all that happens, you haven't grappled Belvari. Are there like fragile things around?
I don't know. Are there fragile things around Diamondback in your
What
tower?
floor are we on?
First floor.
Oh, first floor staircase? No, not very much that's fragile.
First
This is
floor,
like
men's clothing.
this is like informational literature about, are you interested in the Snake Clan? Here's some of our introductory pamphlets.
Looking for a clan? How about the Snake Clan?
This is awesome.
So when
Have you
Belvari
ever been
sees-
scared of death? What if death was meaningless?
He grabs
Sorry.
all these brochures and he's just making like a blizzard.
Okay.
What's going on?
Oh, Diamondback. You have managed to throw Talon out on his ear, metaphorically. Belvari is going hog wild, trying to make chaos. What do you do now? Talon's outside. His acolyte is keeping him outside. Your acolyte is keeping him outside.
Great. I say, Belvari, I am dealing with the issue as best I can. What we need to do right now is to get Zebek and bring him back here. And you need to not be here when that happens.
I think
So-
Zebek is the cause of all of this.
Yes, that's why. So come
Don't you
out
want him
of my
further
tower
away?
right now, please.
Don't you want him further away from here?
No.
What's the deal with this place?
It is the secret, sacred territory of the Snake Clan, my ancestral people.
Oh.
You are not a member of the Snake Clan. You are welcome on this first floor, if I say so. Otherwise, you need to be on the outside. Come with me, please.
Okay, let's go get him.
So we all leave the tower. Diamondback locks the door. Skeletons are safe in the basement. Acolytes are with me. Talon and Belvari are not in my inside of Snake Clan territory. I wish Inkatink had been here to help me deal with this. I need my lieutenant. We go to where Zebek is.
Oh, do you have your head, Talon?
Maybe. I'm assuming it's still in my hand.
Roll
So-
the Diamondback. Go ahead, Josh.
I was gonna say I'm about to
run out
run
of energy. Be done for the night. So
if I could, real quick,
do the scene where Yoshka shows up and finally, and Zebek.
Sure,
And-
let's do that. Cut to Yoshka.
Sorry.
Cut to Inkatink. Yoshka arrives.
Thanks for
so-
walking slow.
So Inkatink pops up and he's got a brown parcel in his hands. Some white kind of linen ribbon and some sprigs of pine boughs and stuff in there. And he hands this package to Yoshka. Does Yoshka open it?
Oh, what is this? He takes it in his hands. Should I open it?
I mean, you can
feel that it's some sort of thick cloth.
cloth material.
Yoshka asks Inkatink, should I open it?
Inkatink nods. And you see him kind of forth on his left and right feet. He's kind
I'm
of
excited.
Okay. Yoshka opens it.
It's your pants, and they're really nice, and they're all like, and they smell
Smell really good. They smell
like juniper berries.
Mmm.
Little place where they've been stitched with some of
Minnows, little patterns and stuff that were
on her. They've been kind of copied over.
all over your pants in different colors of thread.
Upgrade.
Yoshka laughs and then kind of gets a serious face and looks at Inkatink and says, "Thank you."
Inkatink
Hey, nice work,
bow,
Gary.
but straightens up and then shakes his hand.
Inkatink, his feathers all
smell
kind of
great.
Puff up.
Inkatink's very proud of that, yeah.
And then Inkatink pulls up
A couple of Yoshka's musical instruments and hands them
to him, and Inkatink opens his mouth, and you hear the sound of little bell chimey kind of sounding instruments. And as he these chimes in the background,
he's also reciting, and it sounds like the voice of a young man.
The world was long ago, and
All we dwell today,
as
children of a
nomad band, like those who fill a barren land after it. For the end of the world was
long
long
ago, when the ends of the world waxed free,
when satyrs sunk in a waste of slaves and the dwarves drowned in the sea. Those who beasts found friends in this
Flayed hand,
and
slayed the bands
out of the east. Black City made its stand. Now
fireflies have filled the sky,
and whoso hearkens will only hear the silence, for
the bells will be cast down.
the skies above shall then explode, and friends shall all return with news of where anon forebodes the gift of Morris visage burns, our sudden joy returns. And he hugs both Nino and Yoshka,
And is kind of looking at them back and forth like,
well,
Oh,
Neno has silent tears falling.
that is your best one. That sounds. How did you learn that? That sounds as old as the dragon.
he says,
I made a
Very
friend.
good.
my friend helped me write songs. We shared voices.
Oh, Yoshka is surprised to hear Inkatink talking. Who is your friend?
He says the name, a young man,
Turk.
you know,
And
he, as you ask him about it, you basically get the
Picture that he had these ideas
for songs bouncing around, and because you weren't there, he's teach these songs to Turk,
and then Turk would recite them, and then Inkatink would,
you know, maybe give him some notes or something, and Turk would do it. And then when Turk had performed it, Inkatink
would then kind of borrow the performance from Turk
at the end. And
Very good.
basically says, we should try.
We should try.
To fulfill the song,
It needs more.
Okay.
You should try. You two together could write amazing things. And Neno leans over to Zevik and starts just like lauding Inkatink to Zevik, telling like every heroic thing he's ever done in her history of knowing him. Just going on and on.
So that comments appropriately at all of those things. Admiring Inkatink.
I think
Zevik.
Inkatink also sticks his arm. Go ahead.
Zevik, do you have any songs? I was going to say your people, but I suppose it would be perhaps yes, your people.
Sure, we sing and make music. Children do and adults do.
Do you have any songs as good and amazing and straight to the heart as the one you just heard Inkatink sing?
None spring immediately to mind.
And she's like 1/3 bragging on Inkatink, but also 2/3 wondering, do you have literature like that? Or no art like that?
Toll.
Is this you coming to find me?
Yeah, maybe turning aside as we're still walking back. The dragon said you found the unicorns in the hole?
That's not what he said. But
Yes, it was one unicorn we found, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we found a unicorn when we were searching for you all.
Okay. Good. And I suppose we head back. And I find myself needing to speak with Diamondback.
Isn't it
So all you
over
wanted to
there?
ask, Toll? I thought there was going to be more.
Neno, if Neno's nearby when Yoshka catches Toll, Neno will ask Toll, what's up with Diamondback? Why did he leave? What's going on? Like, you guys didn't even stay, and you barely met our new friend. And then she realizes she's tripping over her tongue, and she kind of just frustratedly flaps her arm and cloak. What is up? To Toll, hoping that Toll can just clue them in about what's going on, because you guys are not behaving like we thought you would, and we understand there have been some battles. And where did Belvari go? Or nope, where did Diamondback go?
And Belvari's
And
gone.
Belvari, yeah,
And
where did
Talon's
Belvari go? Anything? She is hoping that Toll will be her source of information about how everything got weird.
Well, I feel like Diamondback is acting the way Diamondback always acts.
But we don't know why now. Like, we know he's being weird, but what's the weird now?
it's the current weird.
Well, Toll will say, Belvari and Diamondback have been somewhat antagonistic lately, and I fear
To
as
each
though
other?
trust in Diamondback may be waning.
Are they antagonistic to each other, or are they antagonistic to you? Or
I
Inkatink?
think
Well, we
Inkatink
certainly-
and I don't have dogs in the fight. Well, Inkatink always has a dog in the fight.
A little bird
But-
dog, if you will.
It's been difficult not knowing where you all were and fending off the Iron Bell. And in the middle of that, Diamondback is experimenting with some dangerous magic. At least that's what we suspect.
The thing I know for sure, and I spoke with the dragon, we must know Diamondback does not want what we want. You have noticed how in every fight he uses us as shields. And he does not sacrifice for us because we are fighting for freedom, but he is fighting for power. And we must beware him the closer we get to this great source of power.
You must be aware that he already has it.
Does he?
I
What
don't know.
power does he have that he didn't have when we left?
He's an exceedingly private person. All I know is there are things happening in that tower that don't seem to bode well.
I will speak with him.
What'd you say,
Let's-
Yoshka?
I will speak with him.
Maybe Zevik can speak with him.
Yoshiko
Zevek helped
looks
me
at Zevek.
understand some things.
Zevek's been here listening the entire time and says, "Sure, I would love to show him how to garden."
He is seeking to do this, but well,
He would love
he's
he would love to rule his kingdom with the respect that the people in your kingdom give you. If you can teach him how to garden like that, he might be quite interested in it.
Well, I don't know what you mean about a kingdom of mine, but I did not realize that he had a kingdom. I don't have a kingdom.
you can see what he does. We will go there right away. He would not garden. That's not his way. He would farm. He farms the dead.
Okay. Well, I can talk to him.
What time of day are we? Are we still at
It's
like
now
aiming for
early
bed a
evening.
couple hours ago?
You're aiming to get him to somewhere.
Okay.
It's now early evening. You're in the keep. It's dark out now.
It's quite convenient that you want to speak to Diamondback because him and his acolytes are on the way.
So let's take our 10-minute break, and we'll pick up with Yoshka trying to get Zevek, Yoshka and party trying to get Zevek to Diamondback, and Diamondback coming to find Zevek.
I think we should roll for which path we take.
There you go. We'll take our 10-minute break. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Hi.
Hey, welcome back.
Thanks.
I am here too.
Cool.
Good.
Jared will be back in just a sec, and then we can do what we're doing. You all right?
Yeah, I was going to ask Diamondback about what, not Diamondback in game, but like I was going to ask what
Matt.
Diamondback's Matt. Should I wait until we're recording to ask Matt what his acolyte people look like?
We're recording now. It's going out now. We're
It's
streaming.
streaming now. Go for it.
All right. So Matt, regale me. What does the acolyte people in your entourage look like?
Yeah, so they're like I guess like altar boys, choir boys, except
How are they
instead of
dressed?
like Catholic looking, they're sort of voodoo looking.
You can ask them directly to see what I think the cultish or
Okay.
he'll tell you very plain.
Like
Uh,
black and green robes with like snakeskin patterns on them.
okay. Do they
Snake
look like
iconography.
great? Do they look like they would be the kind of person to engage in blood rituals?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, great. Just making sure.
The whole snake clan has a very blood ritual vibe.
Talent has a
Good
certain
to know.
sensitivity to blood rituals.
Yeah.
It does.
A sensitivity that has recently grown exceptionally violent, mind you.
I mean, Diamondback himself has always had this long, curved ceremonial knife in the shape of a snake's tooth.
We lost you there
Oh, you lost me?
a little bit.
Diamondback,
Throats or whatever.
the whole time you've known him, Diamondback has had this ornate ceremonial curved snake tooth shaped dagger, which is clearly not just for fighting with, but definitely has like a religious purpose.
Yeah. When we get back on like into the actual gameplay, eventually I'd like to make a wisdom save to see if Talon actually realizes this.
Sure.
So just for you to know, that's the same thing that I wish to have done.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, well, right, Talad. Okay, yeah, that'd be a good check to make.
Yeah.
So it is noteworthy to me that the mere presence of Zevik has gutted Diamondback's sponsor.
Diamondback's what?
Sponsor? I don't know what their relationship is.
I mean, he did bow down to her.
Yeah, but y'all don't know that.
Yeah, you don't know that.
I don't know that. Aaron was just
What?
table talking. So I was. Is that what you call it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we're gonna do that, I had elevated Zevik to Morris levels just about, but maybe not quite.
He's just a person.
But there was he even though he's like has a territory, I didn't level him up to the level of Simderon and
Yeah, Garrett.
Wera and
Braka.
like maybe
Squally.
he was, But then we've still got a 6v1 fight in my imagination. But so here's this unknown power that in Garatone at some point, and she appears to be powerless and clueless about his existence. She doesn't, it's not like she's like, whoa, what is this force that has entered my territory that is robbing me of my power? She's like,
This is Aaron Joy thinking this, not Neno.
because Nana doesn't know anything about what's her name. Yeah, so.
Okay.
Yay, table talk.
Let's jump back in. So, Yoshka, it is dark out, pitch black as the night always is, and y'all are in the mud keep, which is no longer a mud keep, it's a stone-walled keep. The stone, Yoshka, Neno, the stone of the stone keep is not black. It's just regular old stone, but it is so perfectly contoured to the city part, to the walls of the city, as to be seamless. It is like just perfectly attached and whole with it. Black stone is just regular old stone. As far as you can tell, it's just normal, whatever you would find granite or something. They have shown you a way into the keep. That's their secret way that they're trying to protect. Inside this keep, there are 10 feet or so, 15 feet on the exterior. The place is reasonably well lit at night. The interiors of the buildings, if you go into like your quarters, are lit like an interior space at night. Zevek is up for whatever, but he's also pretty tired. Not super tired. He's just, it's nighttime, and he could go for a few more hours, but he's also like walked literally all day for an unknown period at night. So,
yeah.
Well,
Diamondback, you are at this moment, you are say 15 minutes away, walking towards them.
Great.
Zedek to leave the keep to go find Diamondback. All of that conversation in her mind can be stuff that happens tomorrow along the road or over a nice breakfast.
Or a second breakfast.
She is very small.
Mm-hmm.
Zevek, I know you are tired, but we must speak with Diamondback. So we cannot trust him, and I spoke to for us not to go with him, but the dragon said to ask him about some friend of his that the dragon wishes to go with.
Arasanala, I've never heard that word before. Have you, Zedek?
No, I don't know any of your friends. Diamondback was the half-naked young man.
Yes. Well, up this main road we can find him. Will you take the trek with me? I think we can find him and get back here within an hour.
Now?
Yes, I think now would be a good time.
He slaps his knees and stands up. Says, "As you wish, Yoshka."
Thank you. And we'll head
north.
Head up. Yoshka will glance at Neno and to see if she wants to come or not.
Nino, perceiving that you are going to stick with Zedek and not leave him, just assuming based on your demeanor, and she thinks she'll stick around back here with Inkatik.
Yoshka gives a nod.
Toll, are you going to stay in the keep with Neno, or are you going to go with Yoshka and Zevek, or something else?
I think I'll go with Yoshka.
Okay. So you guys head out. Only 7 minutes into your travel, you encounter Diamondback in the company of Talid, who is swinging the purple head by the hair, just kind of holding it a fistful of hair in his hand.
Am I
And
still being grappled?
no,
No, okay.
you're walking with them, right?
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And so you see Diamondback, Belvari, Talid, and Diamondback's 4 acolytes walking behind you, Diamondback, I'm assuming?
So I have 9 acolytes total. Were there only 4 of them in the tower?
4 of them were in the tower, and you had sent off
Okay.
some of them to do something else. I don't remember what.
Okay.
They could
Yeah.
come back or find you or something. It's fine with me.
We would probably meet at the tower, so they would probably find me not there.
Yeah, you've got all 9 acolytes now. Sure, you found them on the way back.
Okay, in that case, they are arrayed around me, 3 to my left, 3 to my right, and 3 behind me.
Okay. And where are Talid and Belvari? And you two can chime in on that too.
Bavari is walking outside of that weird half circle.
If you
His sort
have
of
flames or
fleshly
a
zoot suit.
if you have flames or a cloak to flap, that really fits the aesthetic at the moment.
Oh
Focal
yes,
flames.
Dungeon Master. Do I still have my my eternal flame on my shoulders?
That's a great question. Let me check.
Eternal flame.
That's right. What would the Bengals do here?
He could have real fire on his chest. I don't think.
I
that'd be
have
preferable,
not.
but he could.
So this morning, when I prepared my spells for this morning, I
Uh-huh.
because it goes forever and that's always
what
on.
is the name of that spell?
Eternal flame, I think.
Eternal Flame.
Yeah. So I cast it like I recast it like 2 weeks ago or something, and the spell's not even prepared anymore. Continual flame.
Continual Flame.
Continual flame.
Okay.
But yeah, I cast it with my with my focus.
Let's see.
If we can see them from a good 60 feet off, if they have that torchlight, then and Yoshika can see the entourage, then he will give an aside to Toll and say, "What? Who are they?
Sorry, repeat that.
What? Who are they?"
The skeletons?
Diamondback's entourage.
No, the acolytes.
Oh, I thought the acolytes were
Jones is right
skeletal.
there.
No.
They're townsfolk who have joined
Snake clan.
the clan.
Oh. Willingly?
Quite willingly.
Sorry, go ahead.
Diamondback is a civic leader. He's been very helpful.
That's what Jim Jones said.
Yeah, it is. Jim Jones was very helpful to a lot of people for a long time.
Yeah, until he wasn't.
Until he wasn't.
And you help them do something. Here we go.
Things
This is what
done.
I needed.
That's
Okay.
what's important, right?
Diamondback. I'm going to say this. This is a tricky one, and I don't have any clear guidance from rules or anything. So I'm going to make this up and try to do it in a good way. I'm going to say that at the time that you noticed the weird things, your flame continued to burn. You'll remember that it got weird for a few seconds, and then
Yeah.
it relaxed, and then it got weird again.
Mhm.
During the time when it got weird, it continued to burn, but it started producing heat. So, and then it passed after a few seconds, right? And it wasn't like instantly blistering you or anything like that. So now it's been producing heat that is growing in intensity. Something is, unlike the normal continual flame, something's going to be consumed for this now, oxygen and whatever. What would you do feeling that?
It's getting hotter and hotter.
Yeah, when the weirdness is there, which it has been for a while. This is a retcon because I hadn't thought about the question, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
when you were feeling it heating up and starting to get uncomfortably hot.
Yeah, as soon as it gets uncomfortably hot, Diamondback will attempt to dismiss the spell.
It does nothing by will, right? You just will it to go away.
Yeah. The duration of the spell is until dispelled. So one of the things you can do when you cast the spell is dispel it.
Sorry. Give me one sec. This is a little bit tricky because of things. What's the actual word there? It says a flame equivalent in brightness to a torch springs forth from an object you touch. The effect looks like a regular flame, but it creates no heat and doesn't use oxygen. A continual flame can be covered or hidden, or quenched. And then it says until dispelled. Okay. In that case, I'm going to say, sorry, then I'm going to go back on that. I didn't see that language before. The spell disappears when everything gets weird. The effect is gone. However, give me a second. Let me make sure I understand that correctly. You know what? I think this is the issue. Okay, I got to look one more thing up. Give me just a sec.
It's evocation.
I think
Does LT have the answer and he's just chiming in on our behalf?
he's giving me some input here.
That's awesome.
And I think I agree with his input. I was just thinking the same thing. Diamondback, when the room got really still, remember that before? Like it held its breath almost? Your flame also went out. But when it swirled back, your flame sprung back up. It now is not on you.
Okay.
Aaron Joy, LT says, shut up!
You're the best, LT. Also, I'm not great at shutting up.
Go ahead.
So it's gone. The magical effect has gone away and then come back.
You currently have no flames on your shoulder.
And then it's gone away again.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So Diamondback with his acolytes approaches Zebek and the others.
So y'all meet in the city. It's very dark. If any of y'all are carrying a torch, you've got, a torch in the darkness of the city. It's extra dark because all of the stone is black.
And all those torches that Diamondback lit are not lit anymore.
The continual flame torches are not lit. That's correct. But regular torches that if you went out and carried one, those are.
Okay, so we need to back up. All the lights actually are out, and we need to light torches and go down.
Yeah.
Okay.
The lights in the keep, somebody has lit them.
Okay.
there are people tending it.
So if we're going beyond, I would have taken the
Yeah,
lit
makes
torch.
sense. So you have some torches. It is dark. You see another posse coming with torches as well, the other way, and dramatic music begins, but it's subtle.
Diamondback, do you have Arasanala with you?
No. But
Who are these? It's not one of them?
this this newcomer. Have I heard the name of the newcomer yet?
Yes.
Zebek. Come with me. Excellent to see you, Yoshka. We're currently in a
No,
crisis
no.
situation.
We won't do
and,
it like this.
Zebek.
We need to speak. And Yoshka's just quiet.
Diamondback says, Zebek, please come with me. There's somebody I need to introduce you to.
Zevek looks towards Yoshka as though to ask, what do you think? He's just like,
Yoshka shakes his head.
he's treating you, Yoshka, as his host. So, he's trying to be your guest and
Yeah,
be.
I don't trust him.
Zevek turns to Diamondback and says, sorry, excuse me. I should describe him to you, by the way, for all of you guys who don't know what he looks like.
Yes, please.
He is lean and fit. He is old looking, but not decrepit at all. He's in good shape, but you can tell that he's got some years on him. He's not clean shaven, but it's not a big beard. He's sort of like done some grooming on himself, but just to keep it short for himself. His hair is, a little bit disheveled, but not meaningfully unkempt. He just kind of is doing his thing. It's kind of Romanish, Roman statues.
Older than Toll or younger than Toll?
Oh, he's clearly significantly older than Toll. He's almost an old man, except he's not like an old man who's like infirm or anything. He's very, very capable looking. He just, his skin isn't that fresh, young skin and all that.
Older looking than Neno, right?
Older looking than Neno, who's
70-ish.
yeah, and roughly halfway through her age, right? So he's older than that. He says to you, Diamondback, young man, I would be happy to help you with whatever it is you need. It sounds to me like you and Yoshka should come to a consensus about what I should do, because I'm a guest here and I don't want to be involved in any friction.
Amidst the silence, Talon would like to ask. Talon.
Sorry. And he says, after a few moments of silence, "Hi, Talon."
Hi, Zevek. Diamondback. Who's what was the person's
Do
name?
the best you can.
Cinderella.
Arasanala.
Cinderella?
Yeah, who's that? And he's asking Diamondback this.
So I know that they know the name of Arasanala because the dragon said it to them.
No, you don't know that.
No, I was there when when we first encountered the dragon, and
That's right.
long time
Early
ago.
on. Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
You can also tell they don't know who she's talking about, who he's talking about.
Okay, great. I say, this Arasanala was vanquished early on. The ghost of the lake I think
By
with the
Sujen.
help of the dragon, yes, the Bai Sujen. I don't know why you use that name.
She is the Nanaga by Sujen. The one who was trying to kill you when you were flying over the lake?
He's rolling his dice to see what the.
She's still alive? Or as alive as a ghost can be?
No hurry.
Come around and see his face.
Diamondback says, "Hi." Diamondback says that the ghost was vanquished. It's gone. It's no longer a danger here. I need to speak to Zebek in my tower immediately to introduce him to a completely different, very important person who's a
Wait,
member
what's
of the Snake Clan.
What are you trying to do with this explanation? By the way, you're intimidating them, persuading them, or nothing exactly?
Deceiving.
Deceiving.
I am trying to. No, they asked me about a name, and Diamondback says that he does not understand why they would be mentioning that name now.
Got it. Because the dragon mentioned. Okay, so I'm filling you all in on details you may have forgotten. When you first met the dragon, he referred to the Bai Sujen by her name, Arasanala. But you all saw the Bai Sujen get vanquished. And so Diamondback saying, yeah, I remember that name. That was the Bai Sujen. She's gone. The Bai Sujen is not. I don't know why he called her that name, but did I render that correctly, Matt?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Belvari then would come in and say, but what y'all don't know is that the Bai Sujen is, I believe, a ghost of a lich that we discovered underneath the city. And so she wasn't actually vanquished. That was just like a spirit, a projection.
Are we going to meet the Lich? What's happening here exactly?
What is happening here is that there is a member of the Snake Clan who most of you have not met, but who I have. And it is very, very important at this stage that Zebek be introduced alone to this person.
Well, great. Let's all go and meet her. If she lives in our city, we'll all go.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Persuasion check of 25.
Wow.
I mean, I don't think that's how persuasion checks work.
He rolled a 25 trying to persuade you, is what he's saying.
Right. Yeah, but I don't think that's how persuasion checks work.
Tell me what you mean?
I mean, like in the rules, you can use a persuade. In the rules, NPCs have 5 possible states that they attitudes towards you: neutral, or slightly favorable, or very favorable, or slightly unfavorable, or very unfavorable. And a successful persuasion check can move that level 1 or up 1 or down 1, and unsuccessful one can move it in the opposite direction. So you could persuade an NPC to be more favorable. This is not something that you could persuade Diamondback to do. If Diamondback was an NPC, you couldn't persuade Diamondback to do this.
And just to say, my usual mode on this kind of thing has been to let the other person interpret what that effect was. That's how I usually handle these.
Yeah.
Persuasion in this sense, you wouldn't be able to persuade someone to like kill their beloved mother. So something they're really opposed to, and Diamondback saying something like,
that was just me expressing like Yoshika is putting his social oomph into trying to make you feel like It's something. It's in your interest to
Right.
do that.
So you see Diamondback, like what happens is that Yoshka, your persuasion is as successful as it could be, and what you see is just for 1 instant, 1 second, you see. So Diamondback has this like sort of angry, sort of like gothy, like very maybe not stern, but like, yeah, pretty stern, like this is how it has to happen. There's only my way. I can't compromise on anything, trying to look very like stern and official and in charge. And for just a second, when you say that to him, you see like a glint of fear in his eyes. And then the mask comes back.
And Zevek said, not wanting to interfere in something that's not really his business, but he's just listening and watching. And he says to you, Yoshka, I really don't mind. You can tell he's trying to smooth it out a little and say, I don't want to be a point of conflict. Sorry. Also, you read from him, because you know him pretty well, that he's totally willing to do whatever you want. He's not like saying, yeah, I probably should go. It's more of a, I'm not worried. Like, I'm not sure what the thing is, but I'll trust you totally, Yoshka. But it doesn't bother me to go meet somebody.
Could you tell us about the person that Sevek is going to meet, Diamondback?
My ancestors are very powerful and very secretive. I don't know if I've told you the nature of the Snake Clan, but we are ninja assassins, which is to say, very secret and very dangerous. You cannot meet the high-level master ninja assassin.
Only you
I can bring Zebek to meet this person, but I cannot bring you, the rest of you.
If I had to guess, it's because it's the lich that we saw underneath the city.
Does Bovari say that?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Zevek, we have met her ghost before, and this is very strange to me. She was trying to kill Diamondback.
And a ghost, again, remind me, you're saying that's not the one where the inside is on the outside. That's the one where the person doesn't have a body?
Yes, it is like that. It is like they are nothing more than a bit of mist, shaped like a man, but with a touch of death.
Yeah, but that's not how she is now. She's going to be solid like I saw her underneath the city.
Certainly do not visit her. He wants you to visit. He loves his magic because his magic is his power, and you have come and disrupted his power.
Have I?
He can't help but hate you, and but the dragon, I can't imagine her not hating you, but somehow
Diamondback is going to, as an experiment, you see Diamondback get a realization, and you see him like take out his quarterstaff from where it's sort of slung around his shoulders or across his back, and do some crazy like motions with it, and attempt to use its power to turn him into a snake.
Nothing happens.
And as soon as he takes out his quarterstaff, Yoshka takes out a huge pike and points it at you.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep doing it, he will say, "Stop!" Do you go through with the whole thing? Because it's going to take 6 seconds, right? And I can get my thing out quicker than that.
Yeah, but there's no like threatening motion towards anybody. He's clearly trying to like cast a spell or activate a magic item, and it doesn't work. So he stands there and he's thinking.
And nothing happens.
Okay. And he says, Yoshka, can you wait here for half an hour? I'll be back.
And Diamondback, Zevek says to you, young man, I don't mean to seem rude at all, but your friends, and he indicates to Yoshka and Talad, and he says, they keep telling me about something I just don't understand. But they say that you are very well acquainted. Can I ask you, what does that word mean? Magic. I know it means that the insides of people can walk around, and also that fire. I'm not something about fire that I don't understand. What do you mean when you say that magic word?
Yes. Yoshka, in fact, the Snake Clan has just changed its policy.
Oh, what a lucky day, Yoshka
Yes.
says, kind of lightly. Well then,
The current policy is that this man is not to be permitted any closer to the tower of the Snake Clan than this location. And he draws like a line on the street with his staff. He says, if you don't mind, I would like to detail some of my acolytes to make sure that he never comes closer than this, to keep him just in case he might accidentally come into a part of the city that is nearby.
You should probably move him further than that if you want to use your magic, Belvore says, wistfully.
This has been a game of. This has been a session of various other characters watching dominoes fall over one by one in Diamondback's head, and changing course violently in response to various realizations.
I will give you 30 minutes, but Zevek is tired, so then we will go to sleep.
Zebek should
If you're not back in 30 minutes.
No, Zebek is free to go. I no longer desire to bring him to the tower, and in fact, he is forbidden from coming anywhere near the tower, and he should definitely go back and go to sleep. Zebek, it was interesting to meet you. I hope to have very long discussions and to do lots of experiments on you. And I bid you good night. And he and the acolytes, actually, he points to two acolytes. He says, "You two, can you take the first watch, Zebek? But I will send two more to relieve you. All you need to do is make sure that he comes no closer to the Snake Clan Tower than this."
Okay, so Yosha's going to wait there for you for half an hour? Is that what you're wanting?
He's saying no, forget the half-hour thing.
Oh.
Zebek is no longer ever allowed any closer to the tower. I want nothing to do with that.
Okay.
He can never come closer. He should just go home, go away. Don't come. I'm not going to come back in half an hour. Right, Matt?
Yeah. Like, I don't want to see him. He should go away. No thanks. Bye.
Well, you can have your Black Tower. I don't plan to see you again. And we are certainly not going with you tomorrow. Good night. And Yoshka turns to leave.
At this point, Diamondback will summon the remaining 7 acolytes. No,
Sorry, remaining 7, you mean the 9 total?
I sent 2
Oh,
with
2 of them are on guard. Yeah, gotcha. The remaining 7, okay.
What Diamondback wants to do is he wants to get a sense of. So Diamondback will go back to the town. Maybe he'll take a different way than Yoshka and the others take. But he asks 2 of the acolytes to come to him in 6 hours to replace. He sets up a rota where, after one watch, those 2 will get relieved by another 2, and so it'll be okay. And he wants to go to the central fortress and talk to some of the village leaders, just to get a sense.
You're not walking back with Yoshka and Zebek. You're going a different way.
Yeah, I just take a parallel street.
Sure.
Yoshka seems mad at me.
Belvari, where do you go? What do you do right now?
Belvari's gonna stick next to this Zizek guy and wait for him to fall asleep.
Okay, and Talid, Toll, what are you doing?
I don't know. It seems like the situation is resolved, but I kind of want to know why Diamondback is so apprehensive around what's his name again? This is the new guy. Zevek.
Zizek.
If you want to go with Diamondback to see where he's going, you can do that. You could also return with Yoshka and Zebek.
Yeah, I'll walk with Diamondback. I won't try to be sneaky about it. I'll just walk with him.
Looking around, Talid is not there. Belvari, you're going with Zebek. Yoshka is going with Zebek, and you said Toll with Zebek as well.
I was going to walk with Diamondback if Diamondback is
Your
taking
company
visitors.
Diamondback and his acolytes.
Yeah, okay. Sure. The acolytes I've sent home, except for they'll continue the guard duty rota.
Yeah, right. On that street.
Or no, they're going to stay with Zebek and make sure that he does not go closer to the tower.
Okay, that's fine.
So they go. The two of my acolytes follow Yoshka
Yeah.
and Neno and all you guys.
Yeah. So you go back to the Mud Keep. We're going to wrap up in just a minute here, but you go back to the Mud Keep. Yoshka, Zevek, and Belvari. Diamondback and Toll go off 7 acolytes. The 2 acolytes have accompanied at Diamondback's command, accompanied Zevek, who is happy to chat with them. They're new people he doesn't know. Talent. Ignore what I said a second ago. Tell me what's going on with you.
I'm heading back to. Can Diamondback hear this?
He can. Do you want me to not?
Yeah. No offense. Tom.
Okay, it's muted.
I love it.
All right, we're unmuted. We get back to the keep, and
On the way back to the keep, Yoshka is very friendly to the 2 acolytes, starts chatting with them, and with some calculation of how long it takes to get back,
which is like 5 or 8 minutes.
Okay. He first is just friendly to them, and then with a 29 persuasion check, tries to convey to them that they are signing up for a tragic end in following Diamondback.
Okay. Acknowledged.
How do they seem to respond?
They exchange glances with each other and are, doing that. Like they're kind of hearing you and engaging you, but also are sticking with Zevek, doing what they're told. These are young men, late teens, early 20s, and are caught up in this thing.
Okay.
They're not like solid. They know exactly what's happening in the world. They're figuring things out. But you clearly see them like kind of.
I mean, they've got +0 charisma.
Yeah, they don't know how to respond exactly to you, and they start not ignoring
There's no
you.
roll that they can make to resist that persuasion.
Yeah, they're not ignoring you, but they're uncomfortable because of the things you've said to them. This is the impression you get. So you return to the keep. Do you show Zevek a room or something, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yoshka's going to set Zevek up and then head over probably to, well, depending on where, are all the villages in this keep after the attacks?
No, they've returned back for a few days to get things in order, planning to leave in the morning, so they're all in their places. The keep normally has some people manning it, people that weren't in part of during the refugee.
Okay.
So Zevek is there and is happy to sleep. He's talking with both of the young men too, because they're super interesting. He's asking, tell me about this clan. I don't know anything about these. That's very strange. And who is that half-naked young man and stuff like that?
Did you know that death isn't real?
They say things like that.
Yeah, they've got a pitch. There's a whole pitch. They've got pamphlets on hand. Not real pamphlets. Lord, people are still too scared of the Iron Bell to like write things down like that. But they've been trained in pitching Snake Clan mysticism and ideology to everybody else.
So they get to Zevek's quarters and they ask him, and he asks them, like, you young men don't usually stay here, right? Like, this isn't your home, which they agree to. And he says, y'all can stay in my room tonight. I certainly don't mind. I mean, if you're no reason to be out here cold. They, oh well, okay. I read the same number with this. They both ascend. Like, oh, okay. And they are going to be able to watch him from inside the room. He's not going to resist that. They're going to keep watch, I guess, or whatever trade off. It's nighttime. Anybody want to do anything else this night? It is late.
Elvari is just gonna sit and watch Zevik until he falls asleep.
Also,
I want to
in
ask Diamondback why he doesn't like Zevik.
Diamondback didn't come.
But
That was why
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, so first, let's do this one real quickly. Zevik is happy for you to be there too.
I'm leering at him from the corner.
Sure, he engages you a little bit in conversation.
No.
You don't engage back. He's friendly and generally charismatic, and he engages you with just to give you a sense of. He's not trying to persuade you of anything. He's just being friendly, and engages you with a 17-ish charisma, just to give you a sense of how he's engaging you. And these others are chatting with him and whatever. He is ready to go to bed, and the other two, one of them gets ready to bed down. They're trading off watch or whatever. What do you want to do?
Is he asleep yet?
No, he's not.
I'm just waiting until he goes to sleep.
Okay. Would you like to? He looks to you, Belvari. Would you?
No, do you just go to sleep?
Like to stay here too?
I'm just gonna be right here. It'll be fine.
Okay. And let me see what he does. Yeah, he's fine for that, and he goes to bed.
Is he asleep?
Yeah.
Okay. I try to turn into a unicorn.
What does that entail? Trying to turn into a unicorn?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I think it just sort of naturally happens. Like I think I do it, and then there I am.
Is that wild shape?
Yeah. Well, it's I guess the same as wild shape. Yeah.
You
I
don't.
think wild shape only works with beasts, right? Sorry, Sir Robert.
No, you're good.
I have an additional ability to turn into a unicorn once a day.
Oh, well then that probably will let you turn into a unicorn.
He's definitely fully asleep as far as you're able to tell anything about it, and you do not turn into a unicorn.
Okay. Disappointed.
Sorry.
You thought maybe needed to be conscious to.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Spreading out a wave of weirdness.
Doing an experiment.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to hang out?
Leave.
Okay, you leave. The two young men, one of them's sleeping now also.
Yeah,
the
I
other
care
is
about
standing there. Okay, they're just sitting there. Yoshka. And then we'll wrap up in just a minute.
No, asks both Belvari and Yoshka as soon as she sees him, what happened? How'd it go?
Diamondback has children following him now.
Servants?
He had like 5 of them. But
There's 9.
he
9 of them.
He
and they were
wouldn't
late
tell us
teens or
anything.
early to late 20s.
he wouldn't tell us anything, and the what's her name? Arasalana.
The Lich.
She is.
Belvari's not there.
I have
Wait,
both
are
of
you
them.
there?
Yeah, I have
Okay.
both of them. Yeah.
She is the one we saw the ghost of.
Wait, Diamondback has made friends with the one that we saw the ghost, but it was stretched out.
The
The
Nanaga
Baisugen. Not the stretched out
Baisugen.
girl. The stretched out girl was Adina, Teko's daughter.
Gotcha.
She was stretching towards the Lich.
He is surely friending with a clear enemy of ours.
Except the dragon likes him.
He would not budge on. He wanted Zevek to meet her, but he would not let anyone else come, and he wanted to be alone with Zevek. Surely, I mean, his magic is his power, and Zevek is the thing taking his power away. And he wanted to get Zevek alone. Zevek, good
Until
host,
Zevik asked
good
about magic.
good guest as he was, looked to me, and I said not to trust him, and he went off, and so now I think I need to go speak with Garriott and ask his advice.
Is Diamondback's focus still? This is a question for that I'm asking Yoshka. Is Diamondback's focus still the Lich phylactery?
As far as we know.
Yoshka shrugs and shakes his head.
Belvari mentions that we've seen him do magic without any visible focus.
Just,
I tried getting into his tower, and he tried 2 spells on me, or what I thought were to be spells, and they didn't work.
Yeah, but I mean, before
He
that,
tried to cast a spell on you?
Yeah. Can I roll an Arcana check to tell if what they were? Yeah. I'll put my dice away.
You have seen the motions associated with some of the spells before.
Yeah.
So roll that Arcana check and I'll...
Now that I think about it, I think he might have also been trying to push me off the balcony. Right. Arcana. Oh, I have a proficiency in that. 13.
Yeah. Thunderclap you recognized. Gust you did not.
He tried to cast Thunderclap.
Thunder Wave. Worse than Thunderclap.
What is it?
Thunder Wave. It's worse than Thunderclap.
Thunderwave you recognize. Gust you don't.
It would have pushed you. He was using spells that would push you out
off the balcony.
Yeah.
He tried to cast Thunder Wave on me. It's a very powerful offensive spell.
Did you do anything to him? Why does he hate you?
I don't know. I come to him, I ask him about the skull, and he forces me out. I as much as he deserves it, I don't want to speak ill of him, but I think the Lich might have gotten to him.
Surely he would give himself.
He's not going to mention he's breaking in and climbed up into a second-story window.
You're not there. He certainly has done a lot. He has gotten
built a constitution property rights
cult with him. I am very worried for everyone.
Yes, we can clearly not live alongside him, but we must now decide how to care for all these people who are setting their hopes on us to do something about the Iron Bell. The dragon said that the vicious can be trusted, absolutely, to be vicious. I can hardly bear to look at children around him. But if we can handle this carefully, the dragon thinks this Lich could help.
Yeah, we should just go take out the Iron Bell guys.
I am worried what we will find when we get there. If Diamondback and his Lich find a seat of power and find they can sit in it, we have not solved any problem.
How of this? When we go to fight or defeat or be defeated by the Iron Bell, hopefully not, but whatever happens, I will stalk behind Diamondback, and should he find something of considerable power, I will attempt to keep it away from him so that he might not turn against us.
But if he has a Lich, she had this... No, wait, you didn't say that part, right?
What?
That she had this whole city? Or did Diamond? Yeah, he did that. She had this whole city. She was a great queen.
Maybe it would for us to take Diamondback away from this evil force.
Dragon who is from these parts. He thought our best chance to approach the bell was with her help.
We're avoiding the bell, right? We're trying to bypass the bell and go against the coven, the hand itself.
But surely the coven will have more bell there when we come.
Perhaps. I am tired. I'm disheartened. I'm hungry. I
And we're
want to
leaving
sleep.
early tomorrow.
Let's sleep on it and talk with Zevik, who doesn't understand magic or our world, but it's not our place to decide his relationship with Diamondback. Let's talk with him and with Garriott at the break.
Yoshka is quiet and says no more.
So the silence continues for a time, and Neno's words, the last spoken, and there being no objection, fall into the world and become fact. You find yourself ready for sleep and going to your respective places. Not sure how well you'll be able to rest, but at least with some idea that tomorrow you'll talk with Garriott and figure out something, perhaps. That's where we'll end this episode. Thank you for listening. Thank you guys for playing. And as you feel the feelings you feel, remember, I'm not trying to kill you, but I'm being fair to the world. Thanks. Have a great night, and I will talk to you guys later.
I didn't get the chance to talk to Diamondback, but we can do that next week.
Sorry about that. Yeah. It's 10:10, so yeah, we'll do that next week.